Donald Trump sounds absolutely exhausted over the Epstein scandal. He is out of energy, dejected. He doesn't know what to do. Like the weight of whatever is in the Epstein files is, pressing down on his helmet hair. He's mumbling nonsense about the FBI needs to look into the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. This was on Just the News on, I guess this is Newsmax. And he is blaming Biden for all of this. Is there any greater scapegoat? By the way, we are to believe that demented Biden orchestrated thousands of fake Epstein files to years later make Trump look bad. Damn, that's pretty functional dementia, isn't it? All right, check this out. This is just an exhausted Trump.
What do you think, what are the things that are most important that you would like to see the FBI get to the bottom of?
I think they could look at all of it. It's all the same scam. They could look at this Jeffrey Epstein hoax also, because that's the same stuff. That's all put out by Democrats.
Yeah.
And, some of the naive Republicans fall right into line like they always do. They just don't have the sustainability. They don't have they don't have that stick to it like glue. The Democrats, they have bad policy. They have bad candidates. They have bad everything. But they stick together. The Republicans don't do that. But they ought to look into the Jeffrey Epstein hoax, too, because that's another hoax that's frankly put out by the pushing.
It's all Democrats, everything.
Pushing the Republicans and put out by the Democrats.
No, they definitely set the Republicans up. One big prosecutor look at it all. Would that make you feel good, you think?
By the way, before Trump answers that, what does it even mean to say Democrats set it all up? Like, we hear these criticisms from the right about how, one of the left's problems is postmodernism and everyone's opinion is equally valid and everything just can mean whatever you want it to mean. But really, brass tacks, what does it mean that the Democrats set it up? Did Democrats for 20 years attempt to generate false reports about child sex trafficking in order to later pin it on Trump? Or is it that Epstein really did the stuff he's accused of, but Democrats concocted only the files that reference Donald Trump? Or what do they, when it was Trump who was president when Epstein was arrested, and when it was Trump who was president when Epstein died in jail, Democrats said, what does it mean that they set it up? The world may never know.
Well, I think it's in the case of Epstein, they've already looked at it, and they are looking at it, and I think all they have to do is put out anything credible. But, that was run by the Biden administration for 4 years. I can imagine what they put into files, just like they did with the others. I mean, the Steele dossier was a total fake.
Right.
It took 2 years to figure that out for the people. And all of the things that you mentioned were fake. Yeah. So I would imagine if they were run by Chris Wray and they were run by Comey, and because it was actually even before that administration, they've been running these files.
Listen to the host, right?
And so much of the things that we found were fake with me, but especially you look at that Steele dossier where they paid like 14 or 16 million.
Remember, this is immaterial to whether Trump is in the Epstein files.
It's more than James Patterson gets paid to do a #1 bestseller.
Isn't that crazy?
And the thing turned out to be a total scam. So frankly, I think I love that they're looking at all this stuff. If they are, I hope they are.
I love that that's what they're doing. If, of course, I have no idea.
We've definitely confirmed it. They definitely are.
Mr. President, this is something that could give the American people answers on 3 different elections, 2016, 2020, and 2024. But to get that rolling, there are 2 sets of documents that are key to identifying possible conspiracy. But a grand jury can't see them unless you declassify them. Would you declassify the classified annex in the Hillary Clinton email case, as Senator Grassley has been asking?
Well, I would do that. Absolutely. I think it should be looked at. The whole thing was.
I don't even know that Trump knows what she's asking about. By the way, this is not Newsmax. This is real America's Voice.
It's a scam.
Yeah.
And I would do that gladly.
Great. And there's one other one I want to mention. In the Durham report, they talk about the Clinton plan intelligence, the intercept where Hillary Clinton approves hanging that Russian shingle on your campaign house. That's another one that hasn't yet been declassified. Was that another one you'd consider declassifying?
I would declassify it. Yeah, why not? I would absolutely declassify it. And I will say this, the Durham report was preceded by the Horowitz report.
That's
and
right.
Bill Barr should have used the Horowitz reports. You didn't need the Durham report because
That's right.
Say what you want about Mr. Horowitz, though. He was appointed by Democrats, but he wrote the most vicious.
I'm not going to subject you to the whole thing. This is a guy who is completely out of energy and he's dejected. But maybe most importantly, we really should get some reporters who have access to Trump to ask him, what does it mean that Democrats did the Epstein files? Are you saying the entire Epstein thing was a Biden psyop? That the case against Epstein, who was charged when Trump was in office, was orchestrated by Biden from his basement in Delaware? These aren't legal defenses, obviously. This is a guy who knows something is coming. He's trying to poison the well. Trump's laying the groundwork. If his name is in the Epstein files, and it's looking like it is to some degree, not necessarily as a perpetrator, but he was hanging out with Epstein, so his name is almost certainly in the files. He will be able to say fake, planted, hoax, Comey, Hillary, deep state, and Obama. And we know this script. Someone came up to him with tears in their eyes and said, please, sir, please keep talking about Epstein. We believe in you. But you've got to realize how Trump operates. You preemptively discredit facts that might make you look bad. You find a scapegoat. This time it's Comey, Hillary, Obama, Biden. And then you act like the real scandal is they're going after me again. They went after me for the Russia hoax, the impeachments, the criminal trials. That's it. But what you've got to remember is Trump keeps bringing up Epstein in the context of he has nothing to do with it. Trump's volunteering a whole bunch of this stuff. And in a way, Epstein seems to be living rent-free in Donald Trump's head. And Trump is out there barely able to string a sentence together, trying to convince us it's all fake. He was president when Epstein was arrested. He was president when Epstein died in jail. He was friends with Epstein down in Florida in the 90s, 2000s, whenever it was. But we're supposed to believe that this is all Joe Biden. It just doesn't make any sense. So Trump's spiraling. He's paranoid. He's rattled. He's low energy. And whatever is in these documents, Trump's behavior is not the behavior of an innocent man. It's the behavior of someone who knows the clock is probably ticking. Can I smash the clock over my knee to get it to stop ticking? Because I'm not going to be able to convince anybody that the clock doesn't say the time that it actually is. We've got a fantastic bonus show for you today. We now have reporting that Trump directed Fox News to shut up about Epstein. And again, not the behavior of an innocent man. The Senate has approved cuts to NPR, PBS, and foreign aid programs, and there is a bill that would prevent ICE from detaining or deporting American citizens. What's in it? Who's sponsoring it? All of those stories and more on today's bonus show. Sign up at joinpacman.com. Get instant access to the world's famous bonus show.
Oh, the bonus show where you want to make money, but everybody else that makes money to fund themselves is bad.
Yeah, why not? And then also remember that the Substack Lives are happening over on Substack. Yesterday, I had a great conversation, 35 minutes with Heather Cox Richardson. Check them all out for free at substack.davidpacman.com.